necessarily represent the views of the advertisers, management, staff, or ownership of WCTC.
This is the show where Jersey matters. From politics to entertainment, from social issues to lifestyle, from newsmakers to pop culture. If it's Jersey, it's on Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
What is it about the Garden State that makes it such fertile ground for high and lowbrow entertainment?
On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey.
8:09, it's hour number 3 of Jersey Central on a Telefriend Tuesday morning on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It is Bert Barron. Good morning to you. Coming up in this hour, in fact, we'll do it sometime between now and 8:30. Contest, chance to win a pair of tickets to see Megan Hilty, the TV star and Broadway star, who is going to be appearing at the State Theater this Sunday, Valentine's Day, an afternoon show backed by the New Jersey Symphony Orchestra. Songs of the American Songbook. Wonderful, wonderful show it's going to be, and you've got a chance to win a pair of tickets if you stick around, all right? Let's go to the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline and welcome in a good friend at WCTC. Spent some time in Iowa and New Hampshire, and a guy that you're familiar with. He's been on with us a bunch of times. He's got his own show on the Verizon Fios One News Network that I've been on, I believe, a couple times in the past. And he was with the governor in New Hampshire. So let's welcome back Mr. Gary Gellman to WCTC. Hey, Gary, it's Bert Barron. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on this morning. You know, we saw what our governor was doing in Iowa, and I thought, why don't we go to New Hampshire, get a sense of what he's going through. So what we did was we arrived in New Hampshire just before he got to his headquarters last Tuesday, and we covered him the entire day just to get a sense of what this New Jersey governor is thinking after the big loss in Iowa. And we got a nice enlightening as to what was going on there in New Hampshire.
How well was he received by the people in New Hampshire? Were they kind of like open and knew who Chris Christie was and his track record in Jersey when you were there?
Well, you know, many don't know his track record in New Jersey, but those who attended his event, some of them were for him as well as others who just came, who may have been Democrats, who came just to hear him speak. You know, New Hampshire is a different animal than we think in New Jersey. I mean, they understand. They're the state that may pick the next president. They're so pivotal this evening. They've done it so many times, and they go to many of these town hall events throughout the months leading up to tonight. So those that were in attendance, some enjoyed the governor, thought he was, straight talker. Others were going to vote for Bernie Sanders. So they were really all over the place once we got in the town halls talking to individuals who were there.
He has spent a lot of time there, Gary, and a lot of money in New Hampshire. I'm thinking this is all in for him. He's sliding all the chips to the center of the table. Do you kind of get that feeling also?
Yeah, I've been monitoring him back since 2009. And, he lost the election before he became governor. And then when he went for re-election, he won big. So this governor doesn't give up. The one thing I've realized is that he has a strong group around him, and that strong group are watching the polls. And the one thing he mentioned at one of the town halls is that you really can't trust the polls anymore because so many people don't have landline phones. So what he said was that if in Iowa there was a plus or minus 9-point difference, several numbers changed according to what they said originally. So if this being a 9-point difference in what we're seeing in New Hampshire, he may come in second or third. He's hoping to be not less than fifth. But, you can't give up on the New Jersey governor. Another reason why we wanted to cover him is he's the last governor to do this was back in 104 years ago with Woodrow Wilson. So we wanted to make sure New Jersey got a sense of what he was doing in New Hampshire. And really, I don't think New Jersey should give up on him yet. And even Britt Hume said this morning on Fox News, keep an eye on Christie because he may come out from under the ashes.
What is a good finish for Chris Christie, Gary? Top 5, top 3? What would be satisfactory to him in his mind?
We've been keeping an eye on where he's been sending the press, and he started to, over the last few days, put dates in for South Carolina. So chances are he knows he's going to get in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think a big win for him is in the top 3. But keep in mind, the top 3 doesn't necessarily get him the nomination. There are many more things he has to do before he wins the nomination. And he's hoping with the ground that he really dug into in New Hampshire that South Carolina is going to be a little easier for him. He has sent people down to South Carolina. They've been there for several weeks now. But he really doesn't have the strength that he has in New Hampshire, and he's hoping to pivot today into South Carolina. And the hope is if he does well, we are going to follow him down to South Carolina to get a sense of what the South Carolinians are thinking of him as well.
Interesting. Gary Gellman's our guest this morning here on Jersey Central, of course, from Gellman Images, GellmanImages.com. Just so many iconic pictures that Gary has taken, including the Pope's visit when the Pope visited the United States last year. Just some iconic images that blew up around the world that Gary had the privilege of taking. Just some breathtaking, incredible moments that Gary was privileged, and I'm so glad that he was able to share his great work with us. You can look for the show this morning at 11:30, Verizon Fios One News Network, and you can see Gary's program there. And this is the one that we do a show in Atlantic City, Gary. We were kind of walking around through the Broadcasters Association. That was for that show, right?
Yeah, This is Jersey is a New Jersey-based show where we go and talk to real people of New Jersey. There's
Nice.
nothing polished about the people that we interview. We interview regular New Jerseyans, where they are, where they work. We're not into any studio. We go out on location. So This is Jersey has done some great things. Actually, I'm interviewing Frankie Previtt today,
Cool.
the gentleman who wrote Time of Our Lives and this movie Dirty Dancing. So we cover the uniqueness of Jersey, and that's what our show does. And we thought it was important to get to North Carolina, let New Jerseyans know what our governor is doing out there. I did not mention anything about the mob to him, but I did ask him. I asked him what did he think was going to make New Jersey proud of him being president. He thought the best thing New Jerseyans should know about him being president is that this hasn't been done in 104 years since Woodrow Wilson.
Right.
And New Jerseyans should be proud that their governor is going to be president.
Well, let's see what happens. A lot is going to be determined by today, Gary. And if you decide to go to South Carolina, please give us an update on that. And best to Frankie Previtt today, a guy from New Brunswick who we know well. So please give him our best, all right?
I will. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Gary. Thank you.
Same here. Bye.
All right. Gary Gellman, my guest on the Raritan Bay Medical